Welcome back to Two Douchey Guys.
Two.
We got another beer review. What do we got?
Today we have the piece that money can't buy. It's from Clown Shoes Brewing Company. It is a bourbon barrel-aged quadruple ale. That is a Belgian style, traditional style, brewed mostly by monks traditionally. And it's a higher ABV, darker style, malty, malt-forward ale that uses Belgian yeast strains. So you get the typical Belgian effervescent smells from it. Most notably, generally, is like, and I digress, they also use Belgian candy sugar in there, so it should be a sweeter type of beer as well.
I'm really excited because we've been hitting some home runs with Clown Shoes.
Yeah.
They've been hitting home runs. We've been popping.
And we just buy them. So,
catching that.
and drink them and
they've been doing fantastic
have
work.
you guys not watch. But, let's change that. Like, subscribe, watch.
Let's pop it open. Alright, so while he pops that open, don't forget we do have a lot of other reviews. You can check out our other review.
Give us a reason to keep drinking beer.
Wow, it's going to happen regardless. But
Well, yeah.
we like to share with you what we think. So check out our other beer reviews. If there's something you haven't seen, let us know. If it's something you want to see. If it's realistic, we'll get it, we'll do it.
If it's not realistic, send it to us.
Yeah, we're happy to review. We'll just leave us a comment. We'll tell you how to get a hold of us. In the meantime, let's get back to this gorgeous Clown Shoes. I'm getting something. I haven't even got my nose in there.
You look at it, it's about what you would expect. A nice dark reddish brown.
Yeah, it's really a pretty color. It's
Yeah.
almost,
It's nice and amber
there's almost
type of color.
depending on the angle, there's almost even, yeah, it's almost like a purplish in
Yeah,
there too.
almost like a red wine type quality, just not as...
You can tell the head's gone already.
Yeah, it head dissipates rather quickly. It is 11.5%, so you shouldn't expect it to stick around too long. No lacing on the glass, obviously, but let's get a nose.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm picking stuff up and I'm throwing down. Oh, yeah. I'm in love already.
You get tons of dark fruit, like almost like a sour grape, raisin, tartness to it, but you also get the Belgian candy sugar. This one is aged in bourbon barrels.
Real fruity.
I'm getting a little bit of that whiskey type vanilla barrel characteristic towards the back end of the nose, I guess.
A little bit, maybe.
Kind of picture what I'm saying, but nice fruity tart. It almost kind of reminds me of a sour, just a little bit in the nose, with that kind of funk to it, but it's all dark, tart fruit.
This is an ale yeast that I love. Whatever this is producing, this is probably one of my favorite smells. It really is. I love it.
All right, let's get a taste.
Let's.
All right, and the taste, you do get that slight tartness of the fruit estery kind of taste that you get from either the yeast or just the style of malt that they're using. Again, tons of dark fruit, raisins. I'm getting a lot of sour grape notes to it, though.
Definitely.
And it's verging almost on the taste of what a sour would be. Granted, tremendously muted, of course, but I'm getting tons of the bourbon barrel in there. All towards the back. I'm getting a lot of the bourbon flavor itself. I'm getting a lot of the oakiness, a lot of the vanilla. But yeah, tons of fruit forward tartness on the front. A lot of the barrel on the back end. Honestly, it all works. To me, it's kind of a little flat in the mouthfeel. I don't mean flat as in low carbonation, but more of like it's not full bodied. But yeah, it's real solid.
It is real solid. But I get man, there's a tartness in there that just punches through, and it's perfect though. I love it. But yeah, like you said, there's a lot of dark fruit. I get a lot of dark fruit. I get a lot of, it's got to be from that Belgian yeast, right?
Oh, the yeast mixed with the candy sugar and the malts in there.
There's a fair amount of malt in there, I will say, too. There's a spot in my mouth where I just get a sweet maltiness. And then then the tartness drills right through.
It really does. And it's weird because, like, it really punches through, at least for me, until it hits the back of the palate. And then all you get is bourbon barrel, and that's it. Like, to me, it really stops there, and you get a lot of the alcohol kind of taste at the end. Not in a bad way whatsoever, but again, it's more focused on the barrel and the back end for me.
On the back for me, I'm getting more of a dry, very dry sensation, and I'm getting a lot of almost, it reminds me of a wine. I mean, this has got a real...
You do get a nice alcohol kind of burn in the back.
There's a good alcohol and tartness, and it reminds me, combined with, you know, everything else, it just really reminds me of a refined, pretty good wine, you know?
Yeah.
Nevertheless, liking it a lot.
Now, for the style, it is a quad, and I don't know how many of those you've had. I haven't had too many. No. But let's go with the rating for the style.
For the style, you want to reiterate the style?
It is a Belgian quad, which means you have the regular Belgian ales, then you have the triple, which is generally lighter in color, almost like a straw color, and it is slightly higher in alcohol. And then you have the quad, which you use different malts. It is higher in alcohol, darker in color, tremendously different in flavor.
Okay, so with that groundwork laid, for the style, I'm going to give it, again, I don't have enough background to compare to, but I'll give it a 9.5 for sure, because this has got the nose that I just love, man. I love the way this smells. It's got the tartness that I love. I find it to be very appealing. It's thin, but it's real enjoyable. I mean, it's not thin in a watered down sort of way. It's a complex, a lot going on. I really like this.
I'm going to give it a 9. To me, it doesn't follow necessarily the traditional style points or guidelines for the quad category. I don't feel that the funky, sour, tart note should be there in a traditional style. Again, I don't know if that comes from the barrels or what they're doing with the yeast strain. That being said, though, it's a solid beer. Probably the best quad that I've had, but I am putting it up against the traditional type of style guidelines.
Sure.
You know, and if we do re-review this sometime, and I've had a lot more quads, I may change my mind. But yeah, style-wise, I'm going to give it a 9. The beer, you don't really taste the alcohol. You do get a little bit of the warming sensation at the back, and all the flavors that we described earlier just really make this a solid beer.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Overall,
I'm going to stick with a 9.5. I love this smell. I love what this beer's doing. It's just, when I'm brewing, this is what I want to see. If I'm home brewing, I want that smell. Man, I'd be pleased to produce that. Overall, stick with a 9.5. Love the beer.
Overall, I'm going to actually bump it up to a 9.5. Having tasted this beer now, I would easily go out of my way for it.
Absolutely.
Being 11.5%, though, it's not one you're going to be able to drink all of the time, unless you're doing like one a day. And even then, it's like $13, I think, for the one that we got. And I think it was out of Chicago that we actually got it.
That'll drive the price up.
Yeah. But yeah, generally Belgians aren't my favorite style, whether it be doubles, triples, quads, or just, you know, your regular Belgian pales, or however the Americans have really interpreted it. But this is honestly one of easily the better Belgian styles that I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great beer. I really like this. Actually, subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I want to have one of those channels where the owner of the channel keeps saying I have the best subscribers. And that's what we want. And we're going to try to constantly improve our content. So,
2DG.
Have a good one.